Thinking that singularity is some point in the future that we need to avoid, future timeline anchor, may be a mistake. The singularity will not happen overnight. We will not suddenly wake up one morning to find that our reality looks vastly different to the one in which we live now. It won't even happen over the course of a few years. The singularity is a gradual shift, a slow boil, that happens so slowly that we are tempted into accepting little by little in such a way that we are not even aware it is happening. Consider that it started a long time ago. It's already happening, and we are marching toward it without even being aware of it. The singularity is not only a takeover of our physical environment and physical bodies with technology. It begins with the takeover of consciousness, a takeover of the mind. The ability to see the increase in the incorporation of artificial intelligence into our daily lives is part of it, but while we are watching what is happening externally, we are ignoring what is happening internally. This is by design, and it's working very well. The original human soul group, and others, was tempted and lured into participating here inside this matrix, not by being told how awful and difficult it would be, but rather how wonderful it would be. Look at all the things we can experience, they might have said. There are experiences that you can only have here and nowhere else, we were shown. The human soul, with her natural qualities of imagination and curiosity, constantly seeking experience for expansion, was manipulated by using the natural desires and purposes for that which her soul seeks. It registers on a soul level not as manipulation, but as that which she is already vibrationally attracted to, experience and expansion. It's new, it's different, and the manipulation is covert and hidden behind that which feels good. If it feels good, it is good, right? Isn't that what discernment and vibrational frequency teaches us? We are naturally attuned to feel when something is abrasive and destructive. So, how then did we wind up here? This ability to feel frequency was manipulated, and we were tricked into something that felt good. Can you see how learning about narcissism is a first step in being able to discern how what might feel good and right on the surface level can be used to hurt us on a deeper level? The AIF are mimics. Narcissists are mimics. How do we get sucked into a tunnel of light in the BLA where we have been told by researchers and experiencers there exists incredible divine love? This is a mimic, a copy of what already exists in the universe that resonates with us on a soul level, and we are deceived. How do we get attached to narcissists? In the same way, their ability to mimic genuine human soul energy, emotions, is to such a great extent that what we feel from them resonates on a soul level as another human being when they are considerably less than. This is how the trap works, and it has worked for thousands of years. If you believe that the singularity will have big neon signposts warning you to turn away or offer you resistance, this would be something to reconsider. How is it happening? In the same way we have been tricked from the beginning, by offering us things that feel good and seem beneficial. Also, by offering us things that mimic what resonates on the soul level, so we have a tough time distinguishing what is natural and what is not. In the soul's constant drive for expansion, she is being fed, little by little, all the things that are necessary and in the perfect timing, so that we wake up to each new day with everything feeling normal. We don't see the changes. Today feels the same as yesterday, and tomorrow will feel the same as today, and so on. Only when we look back decades from now will we see how far we have come and the changes that got us here. Barbara Messiniak's Pleiadians needed to find this past timeline anchor to see how they arrived at their own machine kingdom. Whatever their motives may be now, it is no mistake that from their perspective we are already well down that road. We have not been cautioned to avoid a future event, but rather to change course in the present moment. Creation only happens in the present moment. We can't change the past, and we cannot create a future that will be waiting for us when we arrive. We can only affect change in the now. If we want to examine the ways that humans will merge with technology, we don't have to look any further than inside ourselves to see that we are already merging. We may not have bionic limbs, microchipped identification, and the ability to see a computer screen in the empty space in front of our eyes, but we have already taken technology into our minds and merged with it on a consciousness level. This did not happen with the internet, although it made great leaps forward when we began to put our consciousness into the digital realm. It began when we accepted the technology to take over the functions of the human mind. When the Industrial Revolution swept over the planet, technology replaced many daily functions that humans were accustomed to performing to live in comfort and security. This is the external focus. What happened on an internal level is that the mind began to change, and we accepted the idea that technology was good and made life easier and more comfortable. Humans no longer needed to be creative to come up with more efficient ways to wash clothes or harvest crops. This was given to us, and we accepted it. People no longer needed to sit around the fire and entertain themselves with stories and music. That soul-to-soul connection was lost, and we were instead given music, radio, movies, television, etc. for entertainment. Instead of entertaining ourselves, we changed to a mindset of wanting others to entertain us. Imagination and creativity were lost and became dormant as these beautiful parts of our soul were mimicked and fed back to us in such a way that we think we are being imaginative and we think we are creating, but instead we are simply participating in and observing someone else's creation. If it's not your creation that you are participating in, beware of whose imagination you are contributing to. Remember, they cannot create, but they use our power of creation to do it for them. As we progressed with technology, we have allowed more and more of technology to mimic our abilities, and we no longer feel the drive or the desire to reconnect and redevelop these abilities and establish connection to the universe as a whole and sovereign being. Consider that our imagination has been substituted for radio, television, movies, and now the internet. Our connection to other humans has been substituted with email, social media, texting, and online blogs and forums. Our ability to connect with nature has been substituted for pictures of nature such as digital wallpapers and home screens that feature an ocean view or sun-dappled forest, and we spray air fresheners and use soaps that smell like fruit and flowers, or use essential oils that smell like herbs and spices rather than experiencing nature firsthand. Consider that if you did not have access to these things that mimic nature, you might feel the desire to go out into nature and connect with her the way our souls were designed to do. Consider that if you didn't watch someone else's experience on the television or on an internet video, you might be motivated to go out and have experiences of your own. We have become a soul group that is content to merely observe life rather than experience life. We are constantly in motion. We are constantly expanding and contracting as souls. In this universe designed for experience, we do not sit still. We are constantly moving in one direction or the other. As our souls reach out for more and more experience from the contracting existence we have put her in, the more toys they give us. Instead of learning and practicing telepathy with another energetically connected soul, which is possible, we reach for our phone to send a text. When two or more souls connect, whose intentions are for the benefit of all those involved, the energy between them is shared, amplified, and the frequency of everyone increases. When we connect to the internet and to technology instead, we give all our energy to these mimics of human interaction, and there is no energy given back. Where does it go? Also, if you are not receiving any energy back for the energy you give, where will you get the energy to replenish what you have spent? We let you ponder these questions and come to your own insights if you choose. We acknowledge that we have chosen to use technology to deliver these messages to you. Use your own discretion to determine how you can use the technology we as a collective have accepted to benefit your life and increase your experiences and expansion. We can learn how to do anything we want in this age of the internet, where everything is available, yet we live the most sedate lives ever. What do you want to learn how to do? There is someone on the internet who can teach you. Now, after watching or reading about it, go out and do it. These messages we present to you are meant to inspire in you a perspective that all these things are connected in a bigger picture. We have been distracted from and forgotten those things we can achieve. When we heal from our wounds and integrate the fragments of our soul, we allow the soul to operate and create with full potential. We stop operating from subconscious programming and begin to operate with conscious intention. We re-establish connection with the universe and begin to have first-hand experiences that we can then interpret as truth, and the never-ending loop of searching for truth stops. Experience becomes knowing. If the singularity begins with a takeover of consciousness, then it also ends with reclaiming our consciousness.